G'day, I'm Adam Gordon, the Prophecy Detective, and a very warm welcome to this cash optimisation report, a brief interview where we give you some immediate practical tips on how to improve the cash flow and profitability in your business. Now, a problem for business. Most people go into business because they're good at something, and it's frequently a technical skill, and that doesn't matter whether it's professional as a lawyer or a vet, or as an electrician or a builder or whatever. They've got a technical skill. Now, such people usually make what Michael Gerber calls the fatal assumption that if you understand the technical work of a business, you understand the business that does the technical work. They're looking to sell a product or service they have and hope to find a market for it. And as famous marketer Dan Kennedy said, hope is not a strategy. But the problem starts with whether they asked the right question before they went into business. My guest today believes there's $1 million question that most business owners can't answer. But if they could answer it, it would literally open the financial floodgates. And the answer to this question is the reason most $1 million and $1 billion companies exist and enjoy the success they have. Now, my guest says it works in any industry or niche, and it works for big business, but importantly, from my point of view, it works for small business. And my guest is Mel Emery from melemery.com. And I'll give you that definition on screen a little later. So Mel, welcome.
Thanks, Adam. Pleasure to be here, mate.
And thank you. For those of you who don't know Mel, he's a Perth-based entrepreneur who's won international recognition with his street smart marketing strategies, helping business in hundreds of different categories and industries turn their businesses into money-making machines. In Australia, he's been dubbed the Million Maker and the Napoleon Hill of the 21st century for his uncanny ability to show ordinary folk where the money is in business. And arguably, he's responsible for creating more first-generation millionaires and multi-millionaires in business than anybody else in Australia. He's a self-made, from-scratch multi-millionaire, a best-selling author, business coach, and mentor to thousands of business owners, and coach of the coaches nationally and internationally. Mel's raised himself to the top of 4 professions: marketing, sales, speaking, coaching, consulting, and mentoring. He's well known for his remarkable ability to think outside the square and ventured into his first business at the age of 22, which is just pretty young, when along with several other staff members, he was fired from a job with ACI Crown Corning, which stifled and frustrated the already buddy entrepreneur within him. He discovered a latent passion for business. Over the last 42 years, he started and bought and built approximately 25 businesses using his proven, potent style of marketing. Mel's latest entrepreneurial offering is a childcare centre built from scratch in 2016. And more recently, he had one of the largest coaching and consulting businesses on the planet. No one else in Australia can claim to have opened the door to the money vault and turned up the money metabolism for others more than him. Now, this is not braggacio. This is to impress upon you the value of listening to his street smart marketing advice. Besides, let's face it, if you're going to learn from somebody, you have to know if they really know what they're talking about. Mel's got 5 books in bookstores that have sold like hotcakes, including Your Right to Be Rich and Exposed, 0 to Millionaire in 3 years or less in your own business. Again, Exposed, Recession-Proof Your Business and Income, 7 Keys to Making $100,000 in 100 Days, and Your Marketing Sucks and You Know It. I'm sure some of my listeners know that. And we even made Your Right to Be Rich, the book of the month, and ordered 7,400 copies. Now, Mel's going to answer 4 questions on the $1 million question business owners can't answer but must if they want to be rich and successful. So, Mel, are you ready?
I was born ready, Alan. So, Adam, I should say. I'm ready to go, Adam.
Okay. First question. What is the $1 million question?
Well, it actually is a multi-million-dollar question and, in fact, a billion-dollar question. So it's that important, and few business owners actually know the question, and less know the answer to the question. So the question is, what should I be selling? So most people are out there selling their mechanical, technical thing they do. Like, I sell beds, you idiot. Well, again, that's not what the market really wants. I can give you a $1 billion example of that, but I'll allow you to go through the process. So the question is, what should a business owner be selling?
Thank you. And why is that question so important?
It's so important because the prospect, the client, the public, the consumer, the business-to-business owner do not have a system for buying. They only have a system for not buying. That's a very elegant statement, but it's absolutely accurate. I'll take you inside my household for a moment. Honey, would you like to go out to dinner tonight? Oh, that'd be lovely, sweetheart. What would you like to eat, darling? Where would you like to go? Oh, I don't know. Where would you like to go? Well, how about Indian, darling? Would that be nice? Oh, no, I had Indian some weeks ago. I don't really feel like it. Would you like Italian, darling? No, not really. What would you like, for God's sake? They don't have a system, Adam, for doing anything, including figuring out where to go to a restaurant tonight. Now, of course, I put a system in place where my wife knows I ask once. I say, honey, where would you like to go? And then after that, I decide. Because I've got this theory that, we're allocated a certain number of words and then we drop dead. So I don't want to die early. So I say, honey, I'm making up. I decide. So I have a system for everything. You might find that boring. I call it rigging success. And it's no different in my personal life. I rig that as well. So, yeah, they don't have a system for buying. They only have a system for not buying. It's something like, oh, I need to sleep on it. I want to ask a friend who knows nothing about it. Oh, I want to pray as if God's not busy doing something more important, like saving the planet. I want to ask my clairvoyant. The list is, oh, no thanks, I'm only looking. It's all lies. It's all their system for not buying. So if they don't have a system for not buying, it's simple, Adam. You need a better system for getting them to buy. You need to create a better system that makes them buy than their system for not buying. And that's what this is about.
Okay. So, having established, if you like, the framework, what's the answer to the $1 million question?
The answer is you need to sell people, prospects, clients, your market, what they want most, not what you have on your wagon necessarily. In other words, you might need to create what it is that they want most, because like most people that you pointed out early in the piece, go into business for all the wrong reasons. Like, I like fluffy pets. I think I'll open a pet store. It's like we've had a vegan store open next door. It's a disaster because the two sisters who started it liked vegan food and ate vegan food. So, their entrepreneurial seizure was, let's open a vegan restaurant. It's the last reason on the planet you would do anything in business. And I'm totally unemotional about all this. So sell people what they want most, because selling gets a whole lot easier. So let's refer back to that bed one. What do they want most? Well, they don't want a bed. People buy solutions to a problem, not your product or service. They want a good night's sleep. So I came up with what was the largest guarantee of its time for a bed manufacturer and seller and retailer, and that was a 101-day sleep like a baby guarantee. But it gets better. I'm the guy behind Footwear Industries, Steel Blue Boots, with Dennis Lilly on TV, with their guarantee of the world's most comfortable boot, or words to that effect. I figured that out in about 6 minutes. And of course, you won't know it, but they're worth a hell of a lot of money. And to quote one of their wives, we're embarrassed by our wealth. So that's why I call it, a multi-million-dollar, $1 billion idea, because it is. Because it spoke to the tradesman who was working out on the job or in a mine or whatever it might be, working up north or whatever it might be. And what they wanted was comfort and a boot that didn't fall apart. And I got very clear on that very quickly and came up with that unique customer buying advantage. It was a walk in the park for me.
Look, Val, I've been working, I guess, with very small businesses for a long time, actually medium-sized business, but mainly small. And yes, they don't ask the question. They really do not ask the question what their customers really want. Where's the demand? I'm very good at this. I'm sure there's a market for it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not your passport to success. It never was, and today, of course, with the clutter and noise and people trying to test you against your competitor and pay you less, and your competitor trying to steal your clients, it won't work. It works less. You need a better answer.
You've really got to have a point of difference, haven't you?
Yeah, or point out a point of difference. It doesn't need to be different. It just be.
Go on.
No, I mean, anyone could have said 101 day guarantee, sleep like a baby guarantee, but they don't do it.
Mm.
So a bed, I always assume the product or service is transformational and it's a great bed, but no one made the promise that fitted with the marketplace's desires, wants and needs.
One of my greatest things I most detest in dealing with businesses who think the only solution is to reduce their prices. And that's why I use that profit leak detective thing, because all they're doing is cutting their margins and not making as much money as they should. If they did what you're suggesting, then retain your margin, sell more, increase your gross profit margin, increase your overall gross profits.
Well, again, I've spoken to ex-clients and clients this week. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm just cautious of time.
That's
and
okay.
One came back after 8 years and said, I'm still riding the wave of your marketing from 8 years ago, selling patios, and now he wants to move into a new niche and he wants us to build the whole lot for him. The other guy sells farm sheds, and he rang me and he's become a personal friend, and he said, we just had a record ever month. He joined me turning over $1 million a year. He now exceeds $1 million a month. I didn't touch a shed. I didn't fix a shed. I just explained, and I fixed the marketing system. That's what I fixed, including why they should buy from me as opposed to everyone else that makes farm sheds.
Yes.
So, you're right. It's found money, and all of these guys are the dearest in their marketplace.
Look, I couldn't agree. Well, one of my little mantras is it's the volume of gross profits is important, not the volume of sales.
Yeah, well, it's all about net.
Yeah, it's all about net, and it comes out of net. Yeah. Okay, Let me go on to the fourth question. What's the next step?
Well, firstly, you need to reverse engineer your business, your product, your service, based on what the client's biggest fears, frustrations, wants, desires and needs are. Not what you've got on your wagon, as I pointed out.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty common. When I did my research for beds, it was pretty basic. People simply wanted to know how to get a great night's sleep, and there's all sorts of data and research on how you live longer when you sleep for 8 hours, and how you're more productive and more energetic, and it's actually a health issue as well, and how you have better sex lives. Who knows? But either way, there's plenty of research. But my big catch cry is I survey people's clients, and I survey my own. I started a childcare last year, as you mentioned, and I surveyed 200 parents. I wrote the survey with help, and I put 2 of my trained people on the phones talking to parents in order that I named the business, because I wanted it to enter the conversation people were having. And I also wanted to identify its point of difference. And the point of difference, as it would happen, was a music-based curriculum, which is thousands of years old, and it's very unique. So I created a very unique childcare based on what 200 parents told me. So you reverse engineer. A survey is a neat way to do it, but it is fears, frustrations, wants, desires and needs of your market. And of course, the most powerful of all those, they're called E factors, emotional factors. The most powerful of all of those is fear.
Yes.
Fear really is the one that gets us into action. So that's the most powerful. So that's the answer to those 4 questions for you, Adam.
That's really, really useful, Mel. Now, look, thank you very much. I'm sure my listeners will find it really, really useful. I'm sure that they'll find some inspirational stuff in that. Where can they go to get some more informational resources?
Well, firstly, if they don't find something inspirational, they should probably get a mirror and breathe on it to see if they're still alive. Because I have revolutionised my own businesses and other people's businesses to the point of wealth beyond belief. So unless they're a whole lot smarter than me, maybe they should have got something from it, and a lot more wealthier than I am. And my clients. So I trust that the message is congruent and that they should get off their butts and do something about it. And look, if they'd like to get some download some free stuff, which is my clients have paid a fortune for in the past, simply go to malemery.com. That's Mal, M-A-L, Emery, E-M-E-R-Y.com. One of the products is how to get hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of free publicity. That one particularly goes off. How to make $100,000 in the next 100 days. Boom businesses of 2017, including boom businesses on the internet, has also been downloaded very heavily. People want to know because it's all about racing car and timing. We were talking earlier on, Adam, about timing. This is the businesses that'll boom. The folks listening to this, I assume, are business owners or wannabes. And if that's the case,
business owners.
Yeah. So there's some great resources there and mind you, this blog is there on this subject as well. They can find the full blog on this subject, which is about 1,000 words, I suppose. So malemery.com.
Thanks very much, Val. That's really wonderful. I do thank you for your time.